Long time no see.
Hello. Hello.
Long time no see, man. It's been a while since I've done a
It's
sash.
yes, it's been quite a while since you've done one. For sure, for sure.
Yeah,
Um, I'm
life's
just
been
sharing out.
crazy busy.
Have you now? What you been up to?
Crazy, crazy busy. You sharing it out the feed there, are you? All right, I'm going
Yes,
to let you
yes.
share out the feed. And I'm going to start
That's
spewing. How's everybody doing? Um, we do normally have a rule here. There's three things that are not allowed on the 710 Daily Sesh. First one is politics. Second one is religion. The third one is C19. Those are forbidden on the Daily Sesh. Tonight, we're going to break a couple of rules, and a little bit of that is going to squeak in because it has to do with my announcement and it has to do with what's going on with me personally. So a little bit of that is going to squeak in order for me to tell you and explain to you what is taking place with myself personally. Um, Many of you know I have. I'm just gonna. Hey, what time is it? I need an alarm to tell me when it's 7:10. Watch the time, Jay, and interrupt me when it's like 7:09, so I can
you
stop
got it.
fucking chatting and do a dab. All right, because I know I'm gonna get carried away here. Um, yeah, there's a lot of changes going on, folks. I haven't been on the 710 Daily Sesh because I have been 100% immersed in the fight for freedom. Everything I have ever done for the last, I'm 59 years old next month, and everything I have ever done in my life for the last 45 years has been about freedom of choice, equal rights, body autonomy, and freedom of choice. So, what's going on in our nation? Yeah, it got my attention, and it's got me 100% hook, line, and sinker. That has been my focus, and because this platform and this sesh forbids this, I haven't been able to come on because I have nothing to talk about except that. So because it's been my entire life, since pretty much November, December, I've been 100% all in involved in this fight. So, to me, the cannabis community at our core, that has been the fight for equal rights, the fight to use natural therapy, the fight for body autonomy, the fight for freedom of choice, the fight for my body, my choice. What I put inside my body should always be my choice. And that has been the core of the cannabis community's fight. So I have a very difficult time wrapping my head around how anybody in the cannabis community can sing our PM's praises given our current state of affairs in this nation. So
Right.
that's all I'm going to say about that entire situation. I'm not going to get all caught up in all of this. If you want to chime in on comments, I'm happy to talk to y'all. Hey, Steve, how's it going? Nice to see everybody. Facebook user Wesley Vandekatz is in the house as well as Mike Powell. How's it going, everybody? Nice to see you all. So
Familiar faces
that's
we
why
haven't
I've
seen
been,
in a while.
yeah, yeah, and so that's the reason that I haven't been doing the sesh, guys, is because I didn't want it to bring it to this platform. I created this platform to get away from that. I'm the one that made the rules.
Yes. Yes, you
So
did. Yes,
for
you
me to
did.
come on, yeah, so for me to come on here and break those rules, I've only done it once before, and this is time number two, and it's only because I have to get this involved into the conversation to explain to everybody what's going on. So that's where I'm at, and that's where I've been at for the last several months, and I will continue that course. Nothing has changed there for me. Now, as you all know, I have been the right hand. I have had a work husband, so to speak, for 8 years. I have had my other half in the workplace for 8 years. Yeah, I'm talking about Mr. Al Graham. Him and I have been had the kind of working relationship. I guess a lot of people call it compare us to Coach's Corner. If anybody out there
Yes.
is a hockey buff, they'll know who Coach's Corner is. He is the Ron McLean to my Don Cherry. And that's been our sort of shtick in the cannabis community, doing interviews on a show that I have done with him for 8 years called the Pace Radio Show. And I know many of you have turned into many episodes over the years, and I really appreciate all your support over the years. I really appreciate Al Graham bringing me on board and teaching me the ropes of this. We've had
709.
an 7:09, 1 minute till 7:10. It'll be there in 30 seconds for you all. So, first off, I'd like to say thank you to Al Graham for picking me up and bringing me into this 8 years ago and letting me blossom into who I am today in the world of podcasting and radio broadcasting. So I am thankful for that. And with that, let's do a 710 dab and then we'll get back into my discussion and my announcement. Just laying the groundwork for what I've got to say here. You know, every good story needs a foundation, right? So let's build that foundation,
So they say.
right?
So they say.
So they say. So they say. Heating up the dab rig, blow up the torches. It's 7:10,
I'm
y'all. Happy
ripping one.
7:10, everybody. Oh, and we've got Ron in the house for the 7:10 toke. Let
Do
yourself
we
in,
really?
Ron.
I thought I
Yep.
heard a bloop. Thought I heard a
Come
bloop.
on in. Come on in. Let yourself in. Let yourself in. There, I got you.
There
I
we
got
go.
you. I got you. All
Hey,
right. All
Ron,
right.
what's
Hello.
Happy
up?
7:10, Ron.
How's it going?
Happy
How's it
710,
going?
It's going.
everyone.
It's going.
I made it. Made it in time.
Right on, right on. Ron's in the house for the 710 dab. Right on, right on. All right, so I've been doing the Pace Radio Show for 8 years. We floated around to various radio broadcasting networks. We were on several of them and taking our shows with us. We developed other shows on those networks, expanded into Reefer Reporters, and then more after that. And I went along for the ride with Al, and it was fantastic. And I really enjoyed our working relationship. He's awesome to work with, or has been awesome to work with over the last 8 years. Um, then, of course, life in general changed. And I think a lot of people have experienced this in their personal lives as well as the work life. Um,
100%.
there's been a parting of the ways for a lot of people because of our current situation with C19. The difference of views, the difference of opinions have caused a rift for many people. And it has come to plant itself in my backyard with my relationship with Al Graham and the Pace Radio Network. After 6 years, just under 6 years of working with Al on the network, on the radio show, I pushed him for a year to launch our own station. I knew we were ready to do so, and we did that together. He did the tech end, building the websites and that kind of thing, and I did the publicity and I did the push for it. And I'm sorry, but I don't think he'd even have that network if it weren't for me. And I'm not tooting my horn; it's just a fact. Um,
It's the way life happens.
it's
I agree.
yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
I agree.
So we launched Pace Radio Network almost 3 years ago, and we built it together. We went from radio into video podcasting again because of the IWK 710 Daily Sesh and me doing video podcasting on this platform. I brought that into the network with the first video podcast show hosted on the Pace Radio Network, and that was Open Your Eye. I created the show from the ground up with my awesome joint host, Cindy Howell, and we've been on the air for a year next week. We brought video podcasting into the network, and now all Pace Radio Network shows are video podcast. Since last year, with the mandates that have gone on in this country, everything was fine until then. When the mandates came and they demanded people do stuff that was against our civil rights and our civil liberties, we found ourselves on opposite sides of the fence on that conversation. We had numerous conversations over the course of the year, so many I can't count how many, between ourselves about not only ourselves, but other people on the network that have other shows on the network that occasionally would bring that issue into the network. We both agreed 100% that all of that should absolutely stay away from the network because there were too many varying opinions. Somebody speaking for the network would be construed as speaking for everyone associated with the network. And that is not right because we do all have varying views. So everything for the network was to be completely separated from our personal views and the entire situation with C19. And that was agreed upon literally dozens of times over the course of the year, in depth, hours long conversations on how this was carved in stone. We respected each other on those fronts for all these years until this past year. 2 occasions, my work hubby chose to disclose my personal conversations with him that we had in private on a public forum during a disagreement on a point of view. Twice it happened where he disclosed something that was said in a personal conversation and he brought it to a public forum. It angered me both times, but I let it go. I got over it because I've got to put my big girl pants on and do what you got to do to carry on for the good of the network, for the good of the show, and for my listeners and my viewers that are out there. So I let it go. I reconciled it all and I carried on and I moved forward. Early this week, on Monday, Al chose to retweet a tweet on Twitter from a very popular cannabis activist who is pro-Trudeau, pro-mandate, and pro-vax. He retweeted the tweet he retweeted was singing the praises of Justin Trudeau on the basis that nobody has been jailed for pot. Therefore, everything he does now is okay. He did this not on his personal Twitter, but on the network Twitter feed. My messenger on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook blew up. Within a half an hour of that tweet, I had 100 messages from people asking me, what the fuck? I didn't know about it. I went and I looked. I was disgusted. And it was the third time. Twice personally, he brought me out in public, and now he brought the network into it. Something that was carved in stone, nobody was to do. I had enough. I decided to take a week off to cool my jets and figure out what I was going to do. So I took the week. This was on a Monday, and I took the week. So I said, well, I don't know what I'm going to do here. The following day, I did put up a post with my Mark Zuckerberg Stick It t-shirt on and me with the stick it finger about the tweet. that was retweeted, and I said it really made me throw up in my mouth a little when I read this, and I put up a tweet and an Instagram post saying, this made me sick. How can a cannabis activist for equal rights agree with this shit? I don't understand it. Um, Al saw the tweet and my Instagram post and promptly fired me from a job at a station that I created, that I work for, and I don't get paid for. For 8 years of dedication, volunteer, and he effectively fired me in a public chat that was station-wide. Not a PM to me, a station-wide network chat.
Very unprofessional.
So that's where I'm at, guys. Yeah, that's been my week.
Very, very unprofessional. In my opinion, anyways. It's very unprofessional. You don't do that.
The network, number one, should not be speaking about the praises of a prime minister that is currently committing atrocities against our nation and peaceful protesters.
Yeah,
this is too much of a division in our public right now. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. If you are on the side of Trudeau, that's your choice. If you are pro-vax, that's your choice. If you are pro-mandate, I have a problem with that. And I'll say it outright. And anybody that wants to unfollow me or unfriend me, feel free to do so. I am pro freedom of choice. You want to get the vax, get the vax. You don't want to get the vax, don't get the vax. But don't fucking mandate my ass to put anything inside my body. And that's where I'm at. Plain and simple.
I'll take it a step
further. Happy 420 West Coast.
Yay.
Sorry, go ahead, Ron. I cut you off with my 420.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It was a worthy cause. Oh shit! What was I saying?
Have another toke. You'll remember.
Carry on.
There it was. It's gone. Sorry, honey.
But I agree with you. I agree with you, Kim. Flu shots were never mandatory. They were always left to your discretion if you wanted a flu shot or not. And I believe that this should be the same.
Absolutely. I don't want to get into the whole C-19 conversation and which side is which. I just wanted to give an overview, basically, of where I'm at and why that needed to be part of the conversation, because that is the conversation at hand. So needless to say, I am no longer a part of the Pace Radio Network. I am no longer joint host on the Pace Radio show after 8 long years. Is this bad news? It was devastating news for me the day it happened. I was a tornado on spin. I mean, the amount of emotions that I had went from anxiety to sadness to depression to anger to hatred to everything out there. I mean, you name it, and it was a part of my day.
I have something to say about that in a minute.
Yeah, while I reconciled what was going on. But the following day, I woke up and I said, okay, now, put your big girl pants on once again. What are we going to do here? I'll tell you what we're going to do here. We're going to launch Knock Productions full-time. It's a little project that I had going on for a little tiny show here focused in my neck of the woods, local news. And I am changing that from a show to a station. I am launching Knock Production Company as a network. We have morphed already into a podcasting production company. Open Your Eye, Psychedelic Reporters are both the shows that I created. They belong to me and they come with me. So open your eye, Psychedelic Reporters, and the original show on Nook Productions, which is What's Up Northern Ontario, are launching on a brand new network. So you can look for Knock Productions on Facebook as well as Instagram and Twitter. And you can also find our station on YouTube, the Knock Production Company, where we will host these three shows to start with. We are in conversations with other joint hosts that are looking at bringing shows onto my network. So while
Beautiful.
devastating, while devastating, from the ashes, the seeds will grow.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. One door closes, another one opens.
That's the way life is. That is
That's
the
right.
key. I was going
That's
to
right.
say, I was going to add, Kim, I think I know where Jerry Martin is coming from with his project of freedom of thought. Because freedom of thought, actually, if you think about it, it trumps your freedom of choice. Because your freedom of choice can be bred out of you, and we're seeing that right now with psychological manipulation, with everything that's been around us. Everything that we see, you have to look at the flip side of it to know what's really going on. So with your freedom of thought, you maintain that. No one can take away your freedom of choice. They can take whatever away from you because everything that we see here is just all material. They
Yep.
can't take what's inside. That's where the
That's
freedom
right.
lies. That's where it
That's
lies.
right.
These past few weeks for me have been life changing. Depression, PTSD, anxiety, those aren't bad things. We've just put labels on them to try to compartmentalize or whatever to try to see what it is. You have to go outside of that.
Yep.
We've been told to
Absolutely.
not show your emotions. When you show your emotions, you're being selfish. What the fuck?
Yep.
It,
Yep.
you
Yep.
have to do a deprogramming of your brain and your whole thoughts and just
Yep.
change the way you think.
Absolutely.
And
So, I mean, life is full of changes. Um, my life has been wow, like my life has been a roller coaster ride that you wouldn't believe. I mean,
I was just about to say that roller coaster would fit the proper. Yeah, roller coaster is
I've
not
had a very full,
play.
yeah, I've had a full and interesting life. There's no
mhm,
question there. It's been very exciting. It's very traumatic, but it's been full. And it's taught me a lot. The experiences that I have amassed in my 59 years on this earth are tremendous, and it's
they've
taught
brought
me
you
a
to
lot.
they've brought you to where you are right this very second.
Yeah,
That's
So
and
right.
here I
so
am.
why
I'm
would you
launching a new network.
why
So
would you
I
change
mean,
why
and the
would
new
you change
network.
that?
Yeah, no,
It's
I would never
it's a
change
good
anything. I would
recipe.
never change a
It's a
damn
good
thing.
recipe. Don't change anything. It's
Yeah,
a good recipe. It
yeah.
seems to work for you.
Yeah.
It works for me, right? I mean, I was
That's
able to
right.
come out with a smile still, and through all of everything that I've gone through, I'm still smiling, and nobody can take that from me. The only person that can take that from me is me, and God damn it, I ain't letting that happen. Nobody's got that power over me.
And you know what, Kim?
There's no way you ain't going to do it. So the new network too, it's going to be new in the fact that it's not just cannabis based. Every other network I've worked for has been in the cannabis industry. Knock Productions is going to go beyond that. We're going to include the cannabis space with a brand new show that's going to be coming up in about 2, maybe 3 weeks' time. It's still in development right now, but there is a brand new show coming to the network that's going to cover the cannabis space. We've got 2 shows that are going to cover the psychedelic space, and we have 1 show that's going to cover local, with another one in development that's going to be a local Northern Ontario person, shall I say, with views perhaps on different things going on in the world, maybe. But we'll see. We'll see. But that's still being developed. So yeah, I mean, so we're looking at 5 to 6 shows that will be launching hopefully by April. The first 1 or 2 will be launching in about 2 weeks' time, and I hope to have a full network schedule with others out there that have something to say, looking for a space. Will contact me along the way and come grow with us at Knock Productions.
It's
Yeah.
an exciting time.
Right? Right?
You know what? I have to share this. I went out to North Bay today to do our big once a month major big grocery shop and errand run. And I'm going, and obviously my wife and we've been having discussions, deep discussions over the last few weeks. We've always have, but it's gone to a whole other level the last few weeks here. And so we were both talking in the truck on the way to the North Bay, and just talking with each other and saying, I wonder what the reception of people are going to be like in North Bay. Like what's the general what's the word I'm looking for? The general kind of feeling of people. And you know what? What I saw was everybody feeling the exact same we are, feeling very energized, being very happy, very polite. People are talking with each other. It's freaking like I'm not going to say I'm not surprised, because I expected it, because with what you've seen happen over the last few weeks, that's real.
Oh, the energy, the energy in the universe has shifted. It's shifted.
And guess what? From what I hear now, I can't confirm anything, because in this day and age, it's kind of hard to know exactly what is true that you're watching. But from what I hear, the convoy, and I'm not going to get too much into this, but from what I hear, the convoy in the US is going to make the convoy in Canada look like an ant.
I know. I've been watching it.
I feel that
watching
energy
the live.
And if anyone's
I've got a few connections down there.
If anyone's into astrology or cosmology or whatever it's called, I'm not going to go into any details, but just look up about planet alignments this year and summer solstice and all of that stuff.
That's why I said the amount of energy that's in the universe is creating one hell of a shift right now.
Yes, and we are the universe. Each and every one of us.
Our energy is what's doing it.
And we are the mycelium of the earth.
Yes.
And we're connecting. We're all connecting.
Yep.
And
that's why grounding is so important.
Yep.
I know not very possible in Northern Ontario or anywhere in Ontario in the winter months, but as spring approaches, grounding is going to be so important.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know what?
Yeah.
It shows like Open Your Eye and other shows that you've done, and just just content that you posted a few years back. That's what's gotten me to where I am right now. Like
That's fantastic.
I have not felt anxious or anything or like nothing in the last while. It's
Good.
I don't know.
That's good.
I've I've also recently started
Psilocybin.
microdosing.
It's silly. That's what I mean.
Hey,
It's silly. Yeah, it's
But
silly.
it's also
and,
great for
and I
anxiety.
TSILLI.
and it's like I could say I know I sound crazy, but I know I'm not.
Oh no, I hear you loud and clear, Ron.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying.
we are of the same tribe.
Yeah,
That's right. Your
yeah,
vibe
yeah.
attracts your tribe.
Yep.
It most
Most
certainly
definitely.
does. It most
And
certainly does.
Kim, if you thought you were busy before, look out because you
I
know it's
know.
coming. You know it's coming.
I do. I do. I
I've
do.
I've
I
I've
do.
been I've
I
been
do.
watching
I
I've been
know.
watching all this happen
I know. I know. I do.
because
Yeah, it's gonna get crazy for
because
sure. It's
I'm
gonna
no
get extremely busy.
because I'm no longer in
I
Canada.
plan on being on the road. Yeah, and I plan and the nicer weather is coming. So, I plan on being on the road a lot, as much as I possibly
Ooh-wee.
can, in the nice weather and doing live on locations. There'll be a lot of live on locations. I've decided that's the name I'm gonna go with, live on location. That way it's LOL. Because I'm always
Nice.
smiling.
You could come down to my
So,
place.
yeah, live on locations, covering events as well, and that will include non-cannabis related events because it is not exclusively a
Mhm.
cannabis network now, which means I can do stuff like cover protests and public information seminars for things outside of the cannabis space as well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Beautiful.
Knock Productions will be doing LOLs.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, yeah. So I'm looking
Nice.
forward to being very busy on many fronts, Ron.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
you do know
yeah, for sure.
you do know how busy you're going to be, right?
Yeah, I know.
But you already have everything within you right now to be able
Oh
to do
yeah.
it. That
Oh yeah.
is the thing. We limit
Yeah.
ourselves in life in everything we do because that's what if anyone is really in tune with what's going on right now, that's what has happened to humanity. And
Yeah.
it's sad, but it's very exciting and invigorating as well because I know that there's going to be some great things happening
Oh yes.
Yeah,
This
like,
too shall pass.
we've never seen before.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. There's still concern on direction, but shit's
Yeah,
going down one way or another. That's all
exactly,
there is to
exactly.
it, right?
That's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing. Something, whatever way it happens, is going to happen anyway. And
Yeah,
we can't control.
Yes.
We say we can't control it, but remember, flip it around. We actually can
yeah, yeah,
by
yeah.
our thoughts
Absolutely.
because perception.
Yeah. State of mind. Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
one
for
hundred
sure.
percent.
State of mind for sure. 100%. Yeah,
Yep.
definitely. Definitely.
And I have been microdosing the last little while too, and wow, it's
It brings a lot of clarity, doesn't it?
brings
It,
clarity. Yeah.
100%.
it,
100%.
it,
We
I
just
don't
have to
know.
take back our
Focuses you
lives
in.
and ground. Yeah,
Right?
Wayne, 100%.
It focus.
100%.
It's like it brings everything back into perspective and
Yeah.
and clarifies
Yep.
what
Yeah.
needs to be done or in order for
Yeah.
anything to be achievable.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know.
Sometimes there's
That's
just
what
too
it
much
does.
noise. Yeah. Sometimes there's just too much
Exactly.
noise. The ambient noise
Exactly.
that's around
Exactly.
us.
It's like
There's all of this
We're in
yeah,
the
stuff going on in our life, and there's
yeah,
all of this noise
yeah,
going on, and you can't
and
keep a
it's gotta
thought
stop.
straight in your head because you're being bombarded by all of this
Exactly.
noise from
Exactly.
every
And
direction. And yeah,
we
you
are
do
yeah,
a
electrical
microdose
beings.
or a macrodose, and it kind of goes whoosh,
Yep.
whoosh. Yeah,
and
yeah,
the noise goes down, and you're like, okay, I hear a thought, let's go with that thought, and let's
yeah.
zoom into that thought, like my camera's trying to do right now. The autofocus keeps doing this every time I move. uh, it's like it's
Yeah.
reading my thoughts, right? Let's zoom in on that thought, right? My camera goes like this. I couldn't have planned that better. But yeah, it's very much like that with microdosing. And if I find after a while, or you know um, after what happened Monday when I was so incredibly angry, what happened there on at Pace, um, the next day a macro dose was in order,
Hmm.
rather than a microdose. Now, it wasn't a reset dose because people have to understand there are differences, right? There's
Yeah, yeah,
microdoses, there's large microdoses, there's macrodoses, there's large macrodoses, and then
Yep.
there's reset dose. So these are all, of course, levels of euphoria that you
And the
receive
information is
from
out
from the
there.
amount that you
The
take.
information's there.
Absolutely. Yeah,
oh yes,
But
very
but
much so.
absolutely.
but as we've seen with just with recent global events, um oh shit, I lost what I was saying.
The
What did we just say?
information
What were we
the
just talking
information
about?
Information is out there.
The
is
Microdoses,
out there,
information,
but it's
macrodoses,
hidden.
but
reset.
you will not find that information out in the mainstream. It's beginning to,
Exactly.
it's
It's
beginning
hidden.
to, but if you notice with Health Canada, with the is it section 58 or 56, Kim?
56,
Section
56,
56.
56.
They brought in what looked like more access to give
Yeah,
access to directly to doctors to be able to
yeah,
dispense, not dispense,
yeah,
prescribe without having to go
yeah.
through the Health Canada channels, because Health Canada was getting swamped by applications.
Yeah.
They couldn't keep
But
up. The
no,
exact same thing happened with cannabis. The
but
exact
no, they
same thing.
didn't. They lied. But they
Yep,
lied, Ron. They put in
exactly.
the new program that they put in is
Yep,
more tumultuous than the section 56 ever was.
yep,
They were guaranteeing that you were going to have your answer within 48 hours, 24 to 48 hours, and they are doing that. That part of it, the deal they committed to, they are coming through with it. Problem is, 98% of the answers now are no,
yep, yep.
where they used to be 98% were
Because
yes
because
through section
they
56.
know what this can do.
That's right.
They
So there,
know.
I mean, we've got patients in palliative care. You're in palliative care. You that means you've got an expiration date. Somebody's
Yep,
written down on a paper, hey, this is when you're gonna go. We know an approximate time frame of your checkout time. Okay.
yep,
And it's not far away. I mean, if you're in palliative, it is not far away. You've
That's
got a
right.
limited time left on this earth. And we've got palliative care patients putting in their papers, takes 2 months to get the paperwork together or so, get the papers into Health Canada. Health Canada responds in 48 hours with the answer is no. And now they got to go through a 4 to 6 month appeal process.
Yep.
They don't
And
have that long.
I want to
They'll
just
be
add.
gone before it's done.
Yep. I just want to add something here with Wayne Palmer commented, government messes with everything, our food, and what we say and try to run us. um, the government will never has and never will care about you. They only care about themselves. And I'm sorry, I'm getting kind of a little political in here, but it's all related directly to cannabis and psychedelics on
Yeah.
where it
What's we're going on.
should be going and
Yeah.
where it's not.
Yeah, well,
And
and that's just it. You
who
can't
the
just
fuck
start
is the
using pot
government?
and go on microdosing. Yeah, you can't start just using pot and go on microdosing and think everything is going to be good. It's got
Yeah,
to be whole life change here, folks.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
Yeah,
you can't
that's
go
right.
buy
That's right.
craft dinner. You can't go buy craft dinner, eat at McDonald's, and buy store bought meat and expect your life to be good, okay? Because that's where all of the toxins are coming from. You're absolutely right. It is in the food. If you shop at a regular grocery store for all of your stuff, there's got to be a whole change life here. You
Yep,
can't just add in a couple of natural elements and think life's going to be rosy again because it's whole life change. All right, you've got to grow your own produce. When you can't grow your own produce, yes, more expensive, but whenever you can, buy organic. Um, and that's why growing your own produce is so important. Grow enough where you can freeze it or you can can it so it takes you through the winter months,
yep, yep.
and you have
My
enough
wife and I have
to
been
get
doing
you through
working on
until
that.
the next growing season. Like
Yep,
this is what we have to do. This is where we are with our food system, with your protein. Find a farmer. There's farmers out on the outskirts of every city, every community, all across this great nation of ours. There are farm communities scattered all across. Even in the GTA area, you only have to drive an hour north and you're going to hit a farm.
yep,
Okay. As soon as you get outside of the GTA area, you go one more hour north, you're going to find a farm. Hell, we got Holland Marsh right there. If you're in the Toronto area or one of the larger metropolises, there are options. Buy your meat and your produce from your farmers. Buy your eggs from your farmers. Buy organic vegetables if you have to do vegetables. I mean, my grocery bill now went straight into the toilet what I spend in like a grocery store. We barely touch a grocery store now. Minimal shopping in the grocery store. I get my cornstarch so I can make my gravy and my flour so I can make my bread and all of that kind of stuff. I got to buy my toilet paper and my Kleenex and my shampoos and all that kind of stuff. But food, um, I would say 5% of my grocery store is consumable food.
yeah. For ourselves in the summertime, we hardly bought any vegetables. We had it all from our garden. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna go into the details about the plant alignment because it relates to gardening. And I know there's several gardeners in the group here. The plant. You know what? Do you mind if I just pull it up quickly on my phone, Kim? Because
Go
it's
ahead. Go
I
ahead.
want to I want to catch it specifically because I do have memory
Okay.
issues, and for years
Yeah.
I always looked at that as a bad thing, and it's not.
No,
It's to
it's
help
just
slow
something
me
that we deal
down.
with. It's all good.
It's to
Yeah.
help slow me down and focus on what I need to focus on.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Absolutely.
uh,
Absolutely.
here.
Hone in the
Okay.
focus, man. Hone in the focus. But yeah, your
Uh,
entire diet
okay.
has
So
to change. You can't just add cannabis and psilocybin and say, okay, my life is
yeah,
going to be better now.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
No, it's
it
not if you're
doesn't
going to
work that
continue to
way.
eat. Yeah.
While I'm pulling this up,
I
I
mean,
suggest people check out Jack Kungle and
yeah, Jack's
and uh,
great. And oh,
and
You
Gary
think I'm rough? Jack's hard. He'll
and
yell at your ass for
And
eating
Gary Andrew
something bad.
Palliser.
Yeah, Jack is also vegan. So
Yeah,
I mean, I'm talking about buying your produce and your eggs and your meat and and you can buy your proteins and stuff. And he would never tell you to go to a farm because he wants you to be vegan too, right?
Yeah,
Get
my
rid of
wife.
red meat, and you're supposed to get rid of, I'm. I'll let you know where the farms are. You can have beef with me.
Yeah, my wife and I actually were. My wife and I actually were vegan for over a year, and we did quite well with
Really,
it.
I
We
couldn't
did
do it.
quite well with it.
I couldn't
I
do it.
went from 230 pounds. I'm only 5'3". I went from 230 pounds to 160,
Oh,
Really,
165,
wow.
something like that. And
I can't lose no weight.
I've maintained my.
I
Yeah,
But
can't
I've
lose no weight.
If
That's
Kim
dangerous.
loses any more weight, then she'll disappear.
but but I'm no longer. I'm no. We're no longer vegan. We do have some meat in that, but we try to be careful where we get it from. Now, sometimes we do have to because of life. We have to get it from the grocery store and that. But we are going to be investing. Well, we're going to be. We would like to be doing chickens ourselves, to be able
Yeah,
Nice,
to
nice.
do take the
I'm
for
gonna
us to be able
address
to be
that.
self sufficient with some of that. Anyways, just getting back to the planet alignment. So I was looking up major sky watching events for this year, and
Right?
where is it? Oh, right. Hold on. Okay, alignment of planets in June. In the second half of June, sky watchers will be treated with a beautiful alignment of the planets in the same order as they are from the sun in our solar system: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. They will be visible during twilight hours, spanning in the eastern and southeastern sky in the latter half of June. Apart from the planets, this is an important one. The moon will get close to the planet, each planet during this period. Saturn on June 18th, Jupiter on June 21st, which is the summer solstice,
Yes.
Mars on June 22nd, Venus on June 26th, and Mercury on June 27th.
Beautiful.
So anyone who follows along with that, or whatever, or even if you don't, just look into it. Um,
Yeah,
we are celestial
it,
beings.
It'll
we
help.
are.
It'll
I
help
want to
grow.
address.
Yes.
I want
Go,
All
to
right,
Kim.
address
what was
this.
that,
The
JJ?
government is screwing up with vegetable seeds. Yes, they're most
Yes.
seeds now are GMO if you buy them in the
Yep.
store, 100%. But there are dozens of heirloom seed
Yep.
gardens out there. There are people that have been growing. Heirloom seeds are seeds that are ancient seeds that have not been genetically modified. There are farms out there that reproduce these seeds. They grow crops, allow the crops to turn to seed just to harvest the seed. So you have heirloom seeds. A company that
You
I
do it.
particularly like, I have no paid endorsement for these guys or anything. I just grabbed the box off my table over here because I've got it out because it's almost planting season. So I've got my seeds out right now, and they're right beside me, so I'm able to do this. I pulled them out yesterday, so it's ironic that this is coming up. They've been in storage
It's
for
not
all winter,
ironic. It's not
and I pulled them out
ironic.
yesterday.
It's meant to
And
be.
yeah, they're sitting right beside me, and there's the question. I use Hawthorne Farms. They are an heirloom organic seed company. They are in Ontario. If you're in Ontario, this is Hawthorne Farms. That's my tomato paste seeds.
I'm going to definitely look them
Napoli
up.
tomato paste. Hawthorne Farms. I particularly like them. They've always been reliable. And then we got my butternut squash and my rainbow mixed Swiss chard there. And we got some dwarf sugar peas, uh, some mustard greens, and I mean kale mix, bok choy. I have if there's a vegetable that is able to grow in Ontario, I got it in my box of seeds. This is something that I've been doing for a couple of years in anticipation of moving back to my farm. Every year I put a large order in, And this is my box of seeds. And they are all heirloom organic seeds for pretty much every vegetable you can think of that will grow in Ontario. So that's what you do. And when you get these, you only have to buy them once if you're smart. Because when you get these, you always, for whatever amount you plant, you always plant one row that you are not going to crop. You allow
Yep.
that row to turn to seed, and you harvest your seeds, and now you have your seeds for next year. So you buy it once,
Yeah. My wife and I do a
and
lot
then
of
you've
our
got
seed saving.
non-GMO seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have a composter. I make my own I make my own soil. I compost all year. It takes about 3 years before you've got enough compost there to actually use in your garden. But then once you've got to that point, then every year you've got enough coverage for the top to redo your garden in the spring. But it takes about 3 years to get there to do enough for your entire garden.
Yeah.
And then after that, the first 3 years, you don't have to buy anything. After that, you're making it in your backyard. And that way it's all organic, especially if everything you put into your compost is organic because you're living an organic lifestyle.
Yeah.
You become
That's what
self-sufficient.
that's
You're
what we're
creating your
that's
own
what
seeds,
we're
you're
working
creating
on.
your own soil. You don't need to go to the grocery store. You don't need to consume GMOs. Um, it can be done, and
Yeah.
it's
Wayne
not as expensive as what people think it is.
Wayne Wayne
And
uh, Wayne commented
you can,
earlier too. We have to go a couple of steps above the caveman. That's true.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
yeah, yeah.
We need to be
Yeah.
living off the
Well, we've got to
land.
go back to that lifestyle. We've got to go back to that lifestyle, but at least we can do it with today's knowledge.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's going to make one hell of
Exactly.
a difference.
Because
Exactly.
back in the 1800s, they had the right idea. They had the right idea with the small communities, all self-sufficient with each
Yeah.
other, and then
But they
somewhere,
also worked on a bartering system, did they not?
I believe a lot of them
Yeah.
did.
A lot of it. Hey, I've got
So,
chickens. You've got pigs.
so
Let's trade. Here's
we're
some eggs. Give me some pork. Here's some chicken. Give me some beef. Hey, you're growing vegetables. Hey, I'm growing eggs over here. I got chickens with eggs. Let's trade. I sow, you plow.
like
Uh,
in essence, money means nothing. Money is a
that's
social
it.
construct as well.
We've
It
got that
is.
going on
Everything
here. We've
everything
got that
around
going on here. I
this.
got a neighbor farm, and he has cows. He has a cattle farm.
Yeah,
I have a 150-acre farm. I have 35 acres cleared. We're on a 5 acre, less than 5 acre chunk where I'm doing my build, so that leaves almost a full 30 acres that is sitting there, and it's hay. We've been a hay field for decades upon decades here. We've done nothing but take the hay off. So we've got our neighbor farm up the road who has cattle. We have no cattle. We just got home, so we gave him our fields. Hey,
yeah,
you want the hay? You come and take the hay off. Awesome. Can you plow my driveway this winter? Perfect.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah,
He's
yeah.
plowing my
Yeah.
driveway in the winter. He takes the hay in the summer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's what I
you
mean.
you
Like,
Everybody's happy.
bartering system works. It worked. It worked back then, and um, I agree with what Marlene said. Money is to keep us in debt. It
Yep.
was to create. It was created to keep the people in debt.
Yep. Look at and I know we're going down the rabbit hole here on not the
Well,
proper
let's
show
go.
for
Careful.
political, but
Careful.
um,
Careful.
no,
The boss has spoken.
I'm not going to do that. No,
Okay.
that's
We're
why.
going
That's
to work
why.
on another show, but
That's why
not
I
production.
That's
Not
why I
production
prefaced
company is up and running. And I think Ron needs a platform, don't you? Hey, everybody say cheers if you think Ron needs a platform. where he can discuss
Cheers.
this kind of stuff. That's not the IWK sesh, like over at Knock Productions, maybe. He should have a show, right?
He said,
Yeah. Yeah. I think Ron needs a show. Y'all got to
I
tell
think,
him that he needs to do a show. You'd watch him on Knock Productions, wouldn't you?
oh, I
Yeah.
would.
I know there's a lag, so let's give them all a minute to chime in.
Yeah, there's a good 20-second lag on my part. I know.
Yeah. I want to hear from the peanut gallery. Where are you, Wayne? Tell Wayne you gotta want to watch Ron's show, right? If he did a show like that over at Knock Productions, absolutely.
There's
I
already
know Wayne
there's a
would be there.
few in here that I've seen that watch me on the Monday night,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and that, so they're from over on some of them are from Frosty's group, Jay
Yeah.
Frost.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Thank you, Marlene. Thank you, Marlene.
yeah, Kim, that's what I saw too 4 years ago when I came across your Facebook page. People need to remember there are no coincidences. There's no such thing as coincidences in life. Only missed connections.
I mean, I'm not anything special here, right? I mean,
No, I
I think
know.
the only difference between me and many others that do what I do in this space, shall we say, um, I I think the only difference is I get a very big mouth. I'm not afraid to use it because I'm not beholden to anybody in this space for anything. I don't have a sponsorship from anybody. I don't have anybody paying my bills. I pay for this shit. Anybody thinks that this costs me fucking money. Nobody pays for this but me.
Yeah.
And I don't have to watch my P's and Q's. Nobody will ever own me, even if they gave me a sponsorship. That doesn't give you ownership of me. If I see something, I say something. And people don't like that.
That's right.
In certain sets of people don't like that. But I got to be true to me, right?
Yep.
I got to be honest to me. I am who I am. I believe what I believe, and I stand in my truth.
That's where true peace is found.
If you don't like it, then you can carry on. I didn't ask you to be here.
Yep.
Like I'd love for you to stay if we can discuss it, but if that can't happen, then all right, we'll see you later. Bye. And I'm good with that. And I think that's the difference between me and other people in this space.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Everybody seems afraid to voice an opinion or say something that somebody else isn't going to like. Well, that's not what I'm saying for, and frankly, that's not my focus. It didn't even enter my mind that another person wouldn't like it. I'm just saying my piece and preaching what I believe. Come along for the ride or don't.
Yep, 100%.
And it comes back to freedom of speech.
Hey, 100%. Freedom.
Freedom of
and
thought.
That's what I have been about for 45 years.
Because
freedom, period. Freedom encompasses all of it. Freedom of choice, freedom for body autonomy, freedom of thought, freedom of all of it. Freedom. Within the confines of morally acceptable behavior. I'm not saying freedom to go. People that want to take it to the extremes drive me freaking insane because, of course, that nobody is preaching the horrific shit. No, you're not free to be Charles Manson. No, you're not free to be Paul Bernardo. No, that's not what anybody is saying. So don't
Because
even
we've
fucking
lost,
go there.
because we've lost
So,
the connection.
really, it's become that insane at times, with
Because
some
we've
of the
lost,
arguments I hear. And it's like, oh,
yeah,
come on.
it's stupid. It's stupid.
Yeah, not even gonna go.
Like,
I'm not even going there. All right. If you wanna dive into those depths, I'm sorry. I am so fucking out. All right. I'll just see ya. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Yeah.
thank you, Wayne. Wayne says I'm a good guy. All my
Yeah.
life,
Absolutely.
all I've wanted to do is just be kind and help. Not nice,
Yeah.
because nice
That's right.
is the opposite of kind.
Right.
Nice is being kind on someone else's terms.
That's what I used to say when I was being professional, and I had to interview somebody that I didn't particularly care for, but I was professional and
There's
I
a place
did my
there,
job. And
there
I
is a
walk in and I'll be behind the studio going, all right, fuck, you got to do this. All right. And then it's like,
there is a
hi,
place,
how are ya? Yeah.
there is a place for it.
And that's what I used to say. I'll be nice. That's always what I said before I waited. Don't worry, I'll be nice. Right?
There is a
And
place
that's
for it, though.
exactly what it is.
There
That's
is a
right.
place for it.
That's right.
You have to have that balance. When you have that balance with every aspect of what you do, that's complete homeostasis. We already know about homeostasis from cannabis and psychedelics.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say
It's
it
just
right
being
now.
in control. Just
I'm going to say it
maintaining
right
control.
now. I'm going to say it right now. Cannabis and psychedelics for the win.
Absolutely.
100%.
It's helped me maintain my calm. And it's keeping this plastered right there, no matter what comes at me.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, I'm going to get back up. I'm going to come out even stronger.
Something I read the other day from I won't give the name because they're I don't want to give them a plug or whatever because they're not within our space here. But we all have bad days, and you know what? You know what the percentage of the record of getting through those bad days so far? The track record, 100%.
Yeah.
So
we're still here.
Yeah. You're still here.
We're still here. And we're still here, and it's been a long sesh. And I'm going to call it with a goodbye dab to our listeners. And thank you all for tuning in and listening to our gab/bitchfest/announcement where we broke all the rules on the sesh. So it's the rule breaking sesh. And we talked about, I think, pretty much fucking every banned subject we have. Was discussed on tonight's
do you see what happened though? There's no inappropriate comments. No one's getting upset. Everybody's hearing each other.
Everybody is civil with each other. We can talk like grown-ups.
Exactly.
We are not high school children. We are not grade school children. We're not kindergarten babies fighting over a toy. We are grown-ups. We're grown-ass people that can actually sit and have a conversation of multiple subjects without offending anyone and still be able to voice our own opinion and accept the opinion of another.
And you know what? I may be 100% wrong with everything I said tonight. And if I am, hey,
okay.
That's cool.
We're not in it to win it. It's not bingo game.
Right.
I mean, it's not a competition. It's not a race. And I ain't going to win a prize at the end. We're all doing and living our lives based on what we believe. I'm not asking anybody to join me. I'm just telling you where I stand, telling you how I live, giving my advice. Take it or leave it. Come along for the ride. Take part, leave a piece. Take it all, take none. That's up to you. It's all conversation
Yep.
and learning about each other and having acceptance for each other's not only differences but lifestyles.
Yep.
And we've lost that in society. Everything has become a competition. Well, you're wrong and he's
Yep.
right and this is right and that's wrong and this label and that label. We got to
We're all
stop
right. We're all right.
Every word we
We're all right
say
to
is
the inside.
live.
offensive.
You're living your truth. You're living your life. As long as you're doing it peacefully without
Yep.
infringing on the rights of anybody else, um, carry on, be happy, and live and let live. You know,
Yep.
I'll do me, you do you is a great tagline that I started over almost 3 years ago. You do you, I'll do me.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
and peace out, right? And
yeah.
I'm still there. I am
There's
still there. And now we're
no
going to live that
judgment.
life on that's it. And now we're going to live that life online at Knock Production Company, which has expanded
Yes.
Woohoo.
into a network. It is now a podcasting network available to you on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Rumble. Yeah, we got a Rumble channel as well. So all our podcasts will be available on Rumble as well for those of you out there that are not addicted or into any of the social media podcasts. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can also catch us on Rumble. So check out the new page. It was just created like yesterday. So I have, I think, 3 videos up there for content. The opening debut show of Open Your Eye is up there. My podcast with Dr. Phillips is up there, Dr. Patrick Phillips. I did an interview with him on What's Up Northern Ontario. That's up
People need
there.
to hear that.
And our announcement post is up there as well. There will be more content added to the YouTube channel in the days and weeks to come, and hopefully I will have a reasonable sized library on there when we launch our very first live show, which I'm going to say tentatively will be March the 15th. Tentatively, depending on how how quick I can get shit done is what it comes down to. So March the 15th, tentatively, will be our first show on Knock Production Network. So check us out on YouTube. We do have a Facebook page as well. We do have an Instagram page. I do have a Twitter account made up, and there's no content on any of them yet. But come and check us out and follow along, and then you can see the content pop up as I make it. And join me on my new journey as I ride my roller coaster through life.
Not tight, people.
Thanks for yeah.
Buckle up,
Hang
everybody.
tight,
It's going to
man.
be one.
Everybody, buckle up.
Buckle up,
Go
everyone.
ahead,
It's going to be one hell of a
Ron.
ride.
Right?
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll see you all out there, man. Have a
Peace out.
great night, and thanks for chilling out and having some gab sesh. Peace.
Peace.